Hello Capricorn, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. This is your December reading, and your theme is the world. Something is coming to completion, and I'm also thinking this might have to do with the great conjunction on December 21st. If you're not sure about that, look it up. Anyways, something big is coming to an end, and something that gives cause to celebrate. So, excuse me, and it could also mean travel actually. So let's see what is in store for you. So what does Capricorn need to know for December? Interesting. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 major arcana cards. This is a huge month for you. Absolutely huge. The energy in the past, it may have something to do with your mother or a very strong female. If it is something to do with someone at work, it is a high status female, potentially a boss. Could also obviously represent you, maybe as a mother or something like that, but it is often a mother goddess energy. And you are coming up as the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, I think it might be how you see someone, and it may have something to do with your mother or your relationship with your mother in the past, possibly, okay? Remember, these are general readings, so you're coming up as the Knight of Cups. So this is someone who can sometimes be, it's overall well aspected, but they can be a little bit fickle in love, maybe a little bit emotionally immature. You might know a lot about love, but you may still have a lot to learn, okay? And the Knight of Cups still has quite a lot to learn, but is moving forward when it comes to a particular person. And I'm feeling look, it might be I believe the moon is Pisces or Scorpio, it's a water sign anyways. There's something that you don't know about. This is often delusion and deceit, but it can also represent the subconscious. So this could be someone else who there's so much you don't know about them, and they may be deceitful and deceptive towards you. Also, it could be about an aspect of yourself where, so I gotta put this sage out, it is burning like crazy. Your shadow, exploring your shadow. But I feel like for most of you, it's going to be someone else. Look, also just be wary. I think this would be for an extraordinarily small amount of you. But when we've got the world and the moon together, finishing a cycle, and this can be crossing over to the other side. So sometime, for a very small amount of you, and I'm really not, barely any of you at all, this might represent someone who is passing over, okay? I feel as though the energy in between you and this person, okay, if some of you might be, for example, online, and I feel that this person is presenting themselves as one way, that they are authentic, energetic, maybe even that they're famous. Also, they might be in some sort of creative arts industry, something like that, like a musician or artist or something like that, or famous. They're definitely an extrovert, but I feel as though, and you're going to be approaching them with an offer of love, but I feel like you don't really know who they are, because look, let me just show you the energy of this moment in time, right? This is you approaching them with love, potentially a bit naive and fickle. This is what you need to know about, and I feel for most of you, this is a person. The moon represents deception, deceit, dishonesty, illusion, delusion. This is the energy in between, this King of Wands energy, someone who seems to be authentic, really. When you explore this person, you're I think that they seem really amazing, and they're all of these things that I desire, but I feel that might be a front for some of you, and it might put you in a vulnerable situation. Because the outcome is the Star, and I feel like you might be putting yourself out there. I think if some of you are online, you need to be making sure that you need to know, unless you've met this person in real life, they're not you don't know who they are. You have to remember that. And maybe it's your youthful naivety that's going to finish. Look, you imagine with them a good life, an amazing life, and you are lined up for that, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it's with them. Now, the outcome is the Star, which someone who really puts themselves out there, but also puts themselves in a position of vulnerability, where, you know, because even a lot of celebrities, when they put themselves out there, they also kind of like set themselves up to be taken down or to be used, things like that. I feel like you're really putting yourself out there. You're really putting yourself out there on the line. And I feel as though this person might have like a female that almost kind of organizes them, or maybe they're presenting as a female, but they're actually a male or something like that, because their outcome is aspected by the Emperor. And I feel as though, so there might be like they're pretending to be a different gender than what they are, or there's like the opposite gender that's kind of behind the scenes organizing this. And I feel as though they might just want status and power, something like that. Look, let's get some clarification cards so that I'm certain about this, okay? But this is, regardless, with all of these major arcana cards, it is going to be a huge month for you. So, okay, clarification cards for Capricorn. Thank you very much. Interesting. I feel as though they have awoken within you like a particular desire, you know what I mean? And I feel that they may have done this before potentially. I feel as though you're really trying to figure out your priorities. So, you know, whatever happens with this person, I feel as though you are still going to learn about yourself and your values and what's really important, but you may be in a precarious situation. Like, at this moment, when it comes to this person, are you really completely sure-footed about them, or are you a little bit uncertain? Because that uncertainty might be hinting towards the fact that there is uncertainty. I feel as though they may be actually kind of potentially emotionally manipulative towards you and hiding certain things. They're talking like they want to plan their lives together with you, but there's been no actual step forward. Like, it's all talk at this point. Yeah, and, you know, words and talk without action that lines up, you can't know for certain. I do feel that this might be some sort of a money-making industry, and there are both men and women involved in this situation. I feel like with the outcome, when you really put yourself out there, you're going to be hit with a lot of information, but it's going to be a bit surprising, but you're going to stand your ground. What I strongly suggest that you do now, but I see you doing it in the future, but maybe do it now, is just in doing a bit of investigation online or talking to certain people about situations like this. Because people who do things like this, they might, they have done it before, so there are going to be other people that speak about it online. You might want to speak to a lawyer, or at least get some sort of clear, concise decision. Because look, the only Cup card is you. You're the only one that has emotion, that has affection, and the situation is very, very deceitful. Okay, so I gotta ask, let's clarify this moon once more. Yeah, I feel as though it's more than one person. There's more than one person involved. And they're just taking their time, you know? So maybe you're like, oh, like I've been talking to them for so long and this and that, and it doesn't necessarily, it just mean anything, right? Yeah, there are definitely a lot of people involved, and they're just kind of wearing you down. And they also might be in a way where it's like, oh, you don't trust me, or you almost might feel like you're up against more than one energy. Okay, let's get this. Yeah, I think that they may bombard you in the future, especially with like lots of messages and just trying to kind of get you back in this situation. Yeah, and are you being completely honest with them? Like, or maybe you think that you've manifested the situation, but like, and maybe you have, but it's not necessarily quite the situation that you realize. Yeah, I think you need to actually like figure out, this might be some sort of scheme, this might be some sort of industry, so just please be very careful with yourself. Yeah, and you need to, I think there are, again, lots of people involved and money involved and things like that. All right, let's get some advice cards. But the good thing is that You will wise up and this whole situation will be over, okay? Like it's going to finish and you'll never go through something like this again. All right, what advice does Capricorn need for this situation? All right, first advice card, the Star. There's always hope. You also might want to check your astrology, and you be very careful that you are making you might be making yourself a bit vulnerable. So please be careful of that and like putting yourself out there. You may be giving too much information. Second advice card, there is a piece of information that you're not aware. You might want to stay a little bit emotionally detached and just say, okay, like, rather than being all in emotionally, kind of think, there might be something I don't know. There might be a blind spot that you have about the situation that's right in front of you and you're not even really looking at it yet. I think it will click in at some point. You might want to meditate on the way that you feel about the situation. Third advice card is you need to make sure that you are treated with the utmost respect no matter what, and that you remember that you are divine goddess and you absolutely deserve to be treated like royalty. And make sure that you take care of yourself. Only the best. Don't put up with anything. And also know that no matter what situation there is, you can always walk away, because the devil tricks you into thinking that you're stuck, but you're never stuck. You can always walk away. It's only fear and doubt that makes you think that you're stuck, but you can't. It's almost like you can still leave this situation. And if you think, oh no, I can't, like that's the trick. You can at any point leave the situation. Gotta do one more for you. And yeah, for a lot of you, this is going to be something to do. It might not be online, but I think for a lot of you, it may be some sort of scheme. And be very careful of this love relationship. But also talk to people who truly love you. You know that they love you, and ask their opinion as well. Because also, if there are certain people in your life where you're too scared or too embarrassed to tell them about the situation, then you know that there's something wrong with the situation. You've got to tell them, people that you know truly love you, okay? And for some of you, even exes, if you still get along with some of your exes, you might want to tell them. I don't know, that's just for some of you. All right, if you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That is all down below. You can also follow me on social media. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I really appreciate it so much. And for those of you who are subscribed, please hit that notification bell, because YouTube isn't actually really recommending my video to majority of my subscribers for some reason. And thanks also to everyone who's liked, commented, shared. I really appreciate it, and it helps me out so much. And if you're still here, at some point you've got to walk away. What's the point of trying to argue your way to win, even if you're totally in the right? Sometimes you've just got to walk away. This might be that time. All right, have a good month. Bye.